It's Friday. Hey, hey, hey. 12:21 Friday, 70 something degrees. I ain't got no pizza, and no pizza ain't got me. Hey, hey, hey. Tamira Hamilton, so excited to be here. Today, I am going to share what is working. If you follow me and you've been following me for some time, you already know how it goes, right? You know how it goes because I've been talking about it all summer. I went live like 99% of the time in May and June. I think between May and June, there were maybe 3 days that I didn't go live between May and June. Okay. And that's because of physical like exhaustion. I'm a firm believer that yes, we do work. You know, there are seasons, right? But there are also signals from your body when you need to listen. So let's just do a sound check and make sure that we've got adequate sound because we had that problem recently, and then we're going to get into it. So while I'm doing that, come on in and let me know where you are watching from. All right, we do in fact have really good sound. Okay, so the reason I wanted to come on here this day on Friday and share with you is because I've been working all summer, okay, in digital marketing, in direct sales, network marketing, home based businesses in general, especially moms. And I'm not picking on moms. I get it because I raised two girls as a full time working single mom, right? I do get it. I had my granddaughter for 5 days while her mom was out of town. And let me tell you, she's a stage 5 clinger because she was born during the panty, and so she is not used to not being with her mom, her dad, and her brother for that long of a period of time. She loves me. She adores me. We have fun together, but she was missing her mama. So she is a stage 5 clinger. So I get it can be challenging to do what it is that we do when the little people are around. I know they want snacks every 2 minutes. As soon as you get them settled, you sit down, you get ready to do what you need to do, and boom, there they are with another demand. I 100% get it. However, with that said, money loves consistency. You know, we always say money loves speed. Money also loves consistency. Money loves steady Eddie, right? And here's the thing about momentum. When you create momentum, you got to keep that thing going, right? Because that's why we say rest, don't quit. Because the moment you quit, when you do start back up again, you are starting over pretty much from zero in a lot of cases. And so that is why I preach that we work maybe at a slowed down pace, but we work during summer. We remain present. Okay. If I'm going to take any significant amount of time completely off, well, for me, completely is about 80% off. I'm still going to post. I'm going to post because I know the value in posting. And I have systems set up so that I can post on autopilot and still collect leads, still get new customers, right? I just may not be actively coaching during that time. It's during the first quarter of the year. Okay. I've worked on this timeline for nearly 10 years now. Okay. Where I go and I ramp up beginning in March and work clear through January, to be honest with you, clear through January. And then I might take a month or two off in the beginning part of the year. Okay. And here's why. American consumers, which we all are, American consumers have been trained for decades to operate on a certain spending calendar. On a certain spending calendar. I mean, I can get deep if y'all want me to. I can go there from a historical standpoint because I'm that girl with the double master's degree in marketing and finance, worked at, several Fortune 500, 100, Fortune 20 corporations in sales, in marketing, worked in finance. I can tell you without a doubt that Americans in particular American women, we have been trained for decades to operate on a certain spending calendar. There is a reason Valentine's Day is in February. There is a reason Mother's Day is in February. They can't control Easter, right? But there's St. Patrick's Day, right? I have a whole training on holiday marketing, actually, like two or three of them in my vault. Okay. They're old, they're dated, they need to be updated. So don't ask me for them. I got to update them. If you want them, book me for a strategy session and we can develop your holiday strategy session. Okay. We have been trained for decades to operate on a certain spending calendar. Okay. And so I operate within, I won't say the confines, but within the parameters of that spending calendar. Okay. So I have been ramping up for the holiday since March or April. Mic drop, boom. I know that's going to come as a shock to some people. Why is she thinking about the holidays in March and April? Because big business does. Real businesses are already planning for the holiday in March and April. Don't believe me. You know, I got receipts. I mean, I got over 32 years of sales, marketing, and leadership experience. I came out of high school and worked on a major consumer brand, not this one, but the specific product that I worked on. One of their major products came in an aerosol can. Okay. And when you sprayed it, it made rooms smell better. Okay. They had things that you put into the wall, and then they had ones that you clip into the vent of your car. I worked on that brand 2 weeks out of high school. Okay. And here's my receipt from that one experience. When I started 2 weeks, I graduated on June 7th, 1992. It was a Sunday. Thank you for sharing. Waking up 37, 2 weeks later, I walked into their offices, went through orientation, and I interned there in the entire summer. I would look through all of the coupons that went out through like Quad and Velasquez back then. Those were the companies that did the little blue envelopes that would show up in the mail. I think I just moved back to my hometown, and actually those still go out. They were like 2 years ago when I first moved here. Okay. Thank you so much for the hearts and the likes. Okay. And one of the things I was tasked with was reviewing the booking report, which back then was this big white and green bar report, right? The big white and green bar report that came off of this big dot matrix printer, and reviewing and looking at the numbers for the holiday scented, the pine scented version of this brand. What were the big box retailers and other retailers ordering in? And the booking report started with bookings in May. So don't tell me that real business doesn't think about holiday until the week before Black Friday. So I need you to ask yourself right now, are you running a real business or not? Okay. Are you running a real business or not? Okay. I don't care if you're selling other people's products. I don't care if you're selling digital products or not. You need your holiday plan in place right now, because if nothing else, just like summer, and those kids are asking, can I have a snack? Can I have a snack? So I used to tease my grandson when he was younger. And that was his line. I was like, boy, you sound just like your mama. That's like looking at and talking to your mama all these years later. Because can I have a snack? Can I have a snack? Right? It's magnified during the holiday season, right? Because you're doing your last minute shopping, you're deep cleaning your home, you're running errands, kids got programs at school, you got holiday parties at work. If you got a spouse or significant other, you got their holiday party. You got this family member having an event, that family member having an event. There's all these things to do. So you need a plan for your business during that time. If only, how are you still going to operate because during the holiday, maybe you don't operate at a lower level. You operate at a higher level, at a much more intense level of marketing. Okay. But you can't wait until then to do it. You have to start that right now. Okay. So those are the things that you come to my live and learn and hear about. Okay. And so that is why I operate on this calendar where it doesn't mean that I don't travel, that I don't do fun things in the summer. Quite the contrary. It does not mean that at all. It just means like when I really like decompress and turn my business completely off, that is done during the earlier part of the year. Right. I'm not at 100% in June and July, but I'm definitely thinking about and planning and preparing. Okay. Because one of the things about campaign marketing, right? When you use campaigns to grow your business, which I recommend that everyone does, because a campaign is just an intense focus for a short period of time with specific goals. So you may focus on a specific category of products or a specific product for 6, 8 weeks, 4 weeks, a weekend, whatever, right? And so that is all that you focus about. That is all you focus on. That is all you promote. Doesn't mean that you don't still sell the other stuff. Just means from what people see and hear from you is very concentrated and very focused for a short period of time. And it's a little more intensified, right? And so just like a marathon runner, when they're running, I know this from back when I used to do Couch to 5K, the app, and lost a bunch of weight. You bring your activity down a little bit, and then you ramp up and you go really hard and you run, and then you bring it back down. And that's how people win marathons, right? And so it's the same thing with your business. There are times when you're not at complete rest, but you bring the activity down just a notch. And that's when you can do a really intense, focused campaign. Okay. And so that is why I operate on the calendar for my business that I do, so that I am not waiting until the last minute to think about holiday. I don't even care if you, like I said, that you are promoting other people's products, because when you're promoting other people's products, you don't know when they're going to throw the thing on you. Some of these companies are horrible. You don't know what the Black Friday deal is until Black Friday. That's horrible. I honestly wouldn't even promote it if that was the case. That is a disservice to you. It is disrespectful to you as a stakeholder. I didn't say stockholder, I said stakeholder, right? You have a stake in that company's success because it's inextricably tied, linked to your success. They need to treat you with more respect. So big kudos to those companies that don't wait and everything is top secret. Oh, don't spill the beans until 2 days before. You need that information weeks in advance. You need to be treated not as a child, but as an adult stakeholder, and have the information so that you can plan, strategize, and move accordingly. Now, that's my little soapbox on that. Okay. You need to know that well in advance. Okay. And when it comes to your campaign, you need that information. You need to be ramping up. Okay. So, right now is the time that you should be present more regularly and frequently and showing up, providing value, providing education, and making those social deposits. Okay. Because here's the reality. If you wait until the Monday before Black Friday and you haven't gone live, you haven't even warmed up your existing audience. And if you have zero audience, you most definitely better not be waiting until the Monday before Black Friday. You need to be creating that audience and nurturing that audience today, tomorrow at the latest. Okay. That is not, this is professional marketing. Okay. I am a marketing professional, double master's degree, marketing and finance, bachelor's degree in marketing and Spanish, Fortune 500, Fortune 200, Fortune 100, Fortune 20. Okay. Sales, marketing, and leadership over 32 years. 32 years, because 2 weeks post high school, I worked on a major consumer brand as a paid a highly paid intern. 2 weeks post high school, I was actually bringing home more than my parents were at that time. And I don't say that to brag or make them feel awful. They pointed it out to me. Okay. My annual, if I were working full time, my annual would have been more than what my parents were making at the time. Okay. I was grateful for it because I had a 3-month-old baby too. So here's the deal. Let's talk about what's working. What's working is working right now. And that's a double entendre. That has a double meaning. What's working is showing up right now. What's working is consistency right now. So work is working. You got to do it. If you don't show up, it ain't going to work. And I'm going to pull out another receipt for you. People who make, megabucks, who I haven't seen on the scene in several years, are now back on the scene, and they are posting content. They're creating new podcast episodes. They're doing all kinds of stuff. They're doing all kinds of activity. Because if they don't, they're going to miss out, because it's a new age. I've been telling y'all for over a year now, for about 15, 18 months. There are 5 shifts shaping marketing today. Okay. So that's what's working. You got to show up. You got to do the work. Work is working. Right? The other thing that's working is omnipresence. Being on multiple platforms. Right? It does not mean that you work diligently every single platform, but at least have a presence. Get your content up regularly and consistently, right? You know my spiel. Have your pair and a spare. Pair and a spare. Your pair cannot be 2 platforms owned by the same entity. Okay? So Mark Z owns IG and FB. That cannot be a pair. Did I say FB and IG? That is not a pair. Okay. FB, Pinterest, and then IG can be your spare. That's fine. Right now, IG has just completely been demoted in my schema. IG has been demoted. It's just not, it doesn't bring me joy. It doesn't come with ease and flow. So other than stories, I don't really rock with IG right now. I just can't. Okay. I get more reward for my effort. If I were to give it an effort index, I get more reward for my effort from TT. Okay. So have your pair and a spare, a primary, a secondary, and then a third that you put your content up on, but you're not really focused on. You're not there growing. You're not there mingling. You're just making sure you have a presence, because if something happens, like a major platform is down for a whole day, you have somewhere else you can go and play. Okay. So working, social media marketing is working. It's working. Okay. I could do a whole other live on what's working on social media marketing, but social media marketing is working. Working. Showing up is working. Doing the work. Okay. That is working. Thank you for following me. 2. What was all that I even just said? I can't even remember. Omnipresence is working. Let me type this stuff up. Okay. Let me do a build a note while I'm here. So let's share a screen. Let's share a screen. Okay. So let me move my mic just a little bit. Okay. What is working? We said working, showing up and doing the work. We said omnipresence. I'm a horrible typist, in case you didn't know. And we said your pair and a spare cannot be owned by same entity. I got my song in my head. Okay. So pair cannot be. Okay. All right. So next, the next thing I'm going to tell you is working. Email marketing is working. Email marketing definitely works. Hey, girlfriend. Hey, happy Friday. How you doing? How you be? Thanks for the love. Email marketing is working. And I'm going to break this down just a little bit here, okay? Segmenting your list works. It always has. I've always lived by that. You need to segment your list. You need to know who is there, where they came from, and what they want and what they're looking for. Segmenting it works. Okay. Segmenting works. Okay. I have a whole training in my vault that is freshly recorded, just a few weeks old, where I went knee deep into some email marketing. I wouldn't call it a course because it didn't go into compliance, but I do have a course that does go into compliance. But email marketing definitely works. I'm also going to say permission based email marketing, where you offer something of value for free and not this cold email where you're taking people's emails from God knows where and just randomly emailing them. It is legal to do that from a business to business standpoint, but there still is a very fine line. And most people, I can only be responsible for what I say, not what y'all hear. So we're just going to pretend like it's illegal and you can't do it. Permission-based email marketing. Thank you so much for sharing. You need to be getting people's permission. Same with messaging. Okay. I'm actually going to say email marketing and direct messaging as one. Okay. It needs to be permission based, right? If I'm having a conversation with you in the DM, I am not just dropping my link. I'm going to ask for permission, and I am not sending that link until you give me permission or you ask for it. I don't care if it's your mama. Do not just drop links in people's email. That is desperate, slimy, and gross. Okay. And then I'm going to also say nurture series. Okay. So you need to, once you get someone as a lead, you need to be emailing them regular and consistently. Emailing your list 1 to 2 times a week is just not enough. It's not nearly enough. I said a month. I would say 1 to 2 times a week is bare minimum. I would prefer 2 to 4 times, really 3 to 4 times a week. But I understand some of y'all got to work up to that, and that's cool. But at minimum, 1 to 2 times a week. Very bare minimum, 1 to 2 times a week. You need to be emailing your list. And if you're only doing 1 to 2 times a week, you better be getting out 5 to 7 posts a day on multiple platforms. Okay. Just a second. Someone's at the door. I didn't mean to sound rude, but I'm just saying I don't want you to bust yourself out and it's being recorded. In the refrigerator, it's a pan on the second shelf. That's for here. I think all your stuff is down at the bottom. I don't know about them green beans. I don't think so. Yeah, that. And I think that's all she told me to remind you to get is that his shirt. Oh, that chair that's out there. Chair. Yeah, on the porch is orange and maroon. It's like a lawn chair in one of those bags. Okay, I am back. Okay, so just to recap, showing up and doing the work is working. Omnipresence, your pair and a spare, your pair cannot be owned by the same entity, and email marketing and direct messaging are working. Okay, those are most definitely working. If you want to win, these are the things that you definitely want to be doing. Okay, What else is working? Live streaming is working. Okay. Now I know there are some things with TikTok that you got to be careful of. I know there are some things you got to be careful of with TikTok, right? But that's going to be any platform. You got to know their rules and you got to abide by and play by their rules. Okay. But live streaming is going to grow your community and tribe the fastest. Okay. So live streaming definitely works. Okay. And if you can, here's where I vary. My opinion varies compared to a lot of others. Is if you can do like I am doing right now and stream to multiple platforms. Okay. Doing that has come in the clutch for me recently. And I'm going to tell you why and how. Last week, I decided to use my handy dandy, um, use my handy dandy microphone, right? So in doing so, um, it wasn't working the way that I wanted it to work. It just was not working. So that video on one of the platforms where I was streaming it to just did not. I'm not going to be able to use that in the way that I wanted to. The first half of it, I got to throw out. But luckily, because I was also streaming vertically to TT, I still have that first half of the video. The another reason why I like to stream across multiple platforms is I get vertical with good scaling and angle. And then I also have horizontal, hopefully with good scaling and angle. No, usually I do. Okay. So you want to stream to multiple platforms. I will tell you that streaming, where's my notes here? Streaming to platforms natively gives you SEO juice. And I've known this for over 10 years. It will help you grow your account when you live stream natively on a platform. That is why I use something like StreamYard to be able to stream to multiple platforms. So right now through StreamYard, I am streaming on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook on my business on one of my business pages, okay? And so it is a native file on each of those platforms. I'm also saving space on my laptop because I don't have to download it and upload it to something else. So it's giving me efficiency and streamlining my processes, which saves me time and saves me money. Because even with working with a VA and different softwares and that, it's just less work that I have to do to have my laptop and my phone. And there are times when I've even had my iPad in play as well. Okay. So because it's going to give me I get horizontal that way, I get vertical that way, and it's my backup. It's my backup recording also. Okay. So live streaming is working. Okay. This last one is going to shock some of y'all, but offline networking still works. Offline networking still works. In fact, that is where some of your highest ticket is going to come from, is offline networking. Okay, so what do I mean by offline networking? I do a lot of my offline networking online, but when I say offline, it is not on a social media platform. I consider a private Zoom to be that's no different than going and meeting someone for coffee or showing up at a networking event. In fact, I prefer Zoom because I get to Zoom around the country and the world. I get to go places I wouldn't normally be able to go for quote unquote offline marketing. And we've already established that video webinar Zoom is the next best thing to being in person. So I do a few hours of offline every single week. You never know who it's going to lead you to. I do not go into offline with the intent to spam and sell, but to build the relationship, which all of this really is all about. It's about building that relationship and building your community. Because here's the reality. Oh, 8, 16, 24. Okay. Here's the reality. I've already established this. If you do not start building that community and nurturing those relationships now, you've planted no seeds to sow. You've sown no seeds to reap come October, November, and December. And we're rolling up on September quickly, exactly 2 weeks from today, 2 weeks from tomorrow. And there are going to be people who have already completed their holiday shopping for the year. And I want you to know that just because you might be a tax preparer, just because you might be an accountant or whatever, and you don't offer physical products, doesn't mean that the holiday season is not important to your business, because it is. It absolutely is important to your business. Okay. Because there are different promotions that you can run. And think about it. Apple puts out holiday ads every year and they never offer a discount. They never offer a discount. They never offer a discount. Okay. The last 24 hours in my, I think our refrigerator is going out because it does this every so often, like an alarm. So, and it wasn't doing that. So, everything I've been doing this summer is definitely working. And the last, how I know is the last 4 to 6 weeks have been incredible revenue numbers. And it's all because I decided to start going live every day on TT in May. And I've made, this is my aunt's kitchen, my new virtual office and work studio. She doesn't live far from me at all because it's just a better setup. And I love my kitchen. I love my kitchen. It has nothing to do with my place or not thinking my place is good enough. I just like the lighting here. I like the space, and I like this island in order to be able to work like I'm at a desk. Okay. And so which allows me to use both the laptop and the phone, which I've done some of at my own place, but it just, I have more space here. So I like that. And so now doing the live on TikTok and then also streaming to these other platforms at the same time, I've had quite a few sales come from YouTube in the last few weeks, as well as LinkedIn. When I say sales, I mean like booking strategy sessions. I mean buying done for you courses or my own courses. Pin Profits Mastery is on fire right now. So, you've got to know what's working and you've got to do it. And I promise you, if you slow down your consistency and then you try to pick it back up, you can pick it back up. It's not too late. Please don't take that away from none of what I am saying, that it's too late. But you're getting close to it being a little too late, right? And especially if you are brand new. If you are brand new, okay? If you are brand new. And even then, it's all in mindset, it's all in belief. All in mindset, all in belief. So I do want to take some questions. I do want to answer what questions you have. Throw those up in the chat. I will tell you that DBA, Digital Boss Academy, volume 1 and 2, because remember, you cannot separate volume 1 from volume 2. If you get volume 2, it automatically comes with volume 1, is on sale while I am live. Okay. While it is normally $222, and I marked it down before I got on just so I don't forget, because I've had that happen. It is only $133 right now because of the creator's birthday. Okay. I don't care what anybody else is saying or doing. I'm only marking it down while I am live. Okay. It is $133 while I am live instead of $222. And actually, it's a $555 value that you're able to get for only $133. And that has been popping off the last 24 hours. Okay. Every time I go live, I offer it to a certain segment of my email list, the cha-chings come through. Okay. So if you are not familiar with DBA, Digital Boss Academy, it is a great place and way to learn how to monetize what you may already know. Okay. Because if you know my story, that is how I began to monetize online, what I already knew. And I wasn't even a makeup artist. I wasn't even, an esthetician or any of that. But I knew a little something about makeup, and I learned more and monetize it. And what was crazy was everybody started coming to me for marketing. Everybody wanted to know about marketing and learn marketing from me. And so here we are. Okay. And so DBA is a program that contains modules that teach you digital marketing concepts and gives you tutorials, including Canva editing, including CapCut editing, including learning platform specific like TT and IG. There's an educational module on how to launch, how to set up your stand store, how to set up your beacon store, how to set up your Snipply store, right? There is training on how to build a bomb brand. So module 1 is how to make bricks without straw, basically. How to create income from this seemingly intangible, meaning not a physical product, but a digital product, right? And that digital product, can be, if you are creating your own, it can be something that you already know, right? And if you go with the done for you products, because also inside of Digital Boss Academy DBA is a vault of done for you products that have already been created, and all you need to do is go in and change the colors, the fonts, change the pictures, and brand it to yourself and your brand, and you can start selling it. The other thing is you can actually sell the actual program itself because it comes with master resale rights. So you pay a one-time fee, which is $133, and you can break that down into 4 payments. Okay. You pay $133 today while I'm live. You can break it down into 4 payments. And then, after this special promotional period is over, you can raise the price to $222. Some people sell it for $1,000, to be honest with you. The only reason I don't is because the whole purpose for doing, selecting something done for you is so that I can reach a segment that I've not been able to previously reach, and it's been working. Okay. So that's module 1, volume 1. Volume 2 is, okay, now that you're making some money, let's take that income and let's look at some other businesses where you can have your money working for you. Okay. So volume 1 is making straw without bricks. Volume 2 is the parable of the talents. How to multiply what you're earning. Okay. And so you can do that with volume 2. Volume 2 goes into what I think are your higher income platforms. YouTube, Pinterest, LinkedIn. And there's actually 2 LinkedIn trainings. One's more advanced. Okay. I keep LinkedIn pretty simple. I throw up posts, I put my blog posts up there, I engage some, and I live stream, and it works for me. Okay. And that is why I like omnipresence, because there are people who will, follow you across platforms, and one platform's algorithm may not be showing them your stuff, but then they might see you on another platform because they all actually see what the other one is, what you're clicking on and viewing from the other one. And so they know that there's a connection and they will show you the content. Okay. So volume 2 not only goes into those higher income, higher ticket opportunity platforms, it also goes into things like how to start a Turo business. Because in volume 1, there is a little bit of specialization, like the beauty business that's in volume 1, the Airbnb business that's in volume 1, right? Formulating how you're going to structure your business is in volume 1. Credit and funding is in volume 1. Okay. But in volume 2, you've got, if you want to start a daycare or home school business, right? Because you can create, online education is about to be a booming business. I mean, it already is, but it's really going to boom in the next few years. Okay. You can look up the stats. You can check it all out yourself. Online education. So you could be writing and creating the next big homeschool curriculum, if that's your area of expertise in your background. Like, that's why I like platforms like Pinterest, LinkedIn, and YouTube, because that's where your people like me who have decades of experience can really create and monetize in a big way. In a big way. That idea that your corporation that you work for, that the boss said no to, you can self-fund it through selling DBA and the done for you products in there, and then you can create it and monetize it. Did I say that out loud? Because that's the thing. I've been telling y'all for quite some time. There's no time to be alive like right now. Absolutely no time to be alive like right now. With the opportunities that exist, the ability to, I saw someone say this on Threads, I think, that it's crazy how the billionaire and the quote unquote factory worker have access to the same phone and technology. Think about it. What's the difference between them and you? They have the same phone, right? I've talked about it. You could literally, within a few matter of days, depending on your time, talent, skill, and blah, 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 go from being broke to being up by thousands of dollars with your phone, Wi-Fi, and free apps like the social media apps like Google Docs, Google Slides, Google Sheets, Canva. And that's what volume 1 is all about. And volume 2 is what to do with that money and how to scale, right? How to multiply and scale, right? YouTube is in there. Learning to invest in stocks is in there. Now, it doesn't replace having a financial advisor. It doesn't replace that at all. But for some education, to get introduced to concepts and learn them in a way that you can understand, is in there. Okay. And an unintimidating way is in there. Okay. What else is in there? Let me look. Because there is a lot. Let's look at volume 2. So I said Turo, there's Printful, drop shipping, Shopify, taxes and finance, advertising, life insurance, content that converts, back end of content creation, stocks for beginners, how to sell digital products, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Faceless module, UGC for beginners, becoming a travel agent. There's a whole module for men, right? Master manifesting, Etsy, TikTok shop, YouTube, Turo business, Chat GPT training, Amazon KDP, and they've added a bunch in the last few weeks. How to become a virtual assistant, homeschooling and daycare biz, Facebook monetization, how to start your own virtual call center, and passive income with AI, all inside of volume 2. And you can't separate volume 2 from volume 1. Okay. So let's look at some of these wins. Okay. Regina made her first sale of her own digital products. I'm telling you, once you get that first sale of your own digital product, it's just completely magical. It's completely magical. You will just not look at life, working, and all of that the same. You just won't. And I know I'm on LinkedIn, so I don't mean to offend any corporations and bosses, but I mean, the reality is you need multiple streams of income these days. And a lot of jobs don't want you working a second job. I just read online about their job says they can't have a second job, but somebody reported her because she's been selling digital products online. First of all, I would never work for somewhere that limited me in that way. That's a problem. That's a problem. Okay. That's a problem because you better be paying me top dollar, make me a holla dollar to be dictating what I do when I'm not on your clock. Right. And I've worked in financial services where we had to get approval just because of licenses and things like that to make sure we were keeping our hands clean. But that's crazy. Okay. Ion has had a similar day like me, 6 sales last night. I love that people don't hesitate when they see a big deal like this. Happy birthday, billionaire queen. Actually, I'm going to show you this screen. Let me see. That's not what I wanted. Okay, we got it up. All right. So 6 sales last night. I'm not going to show it on TT because they don't like that these days. Okay. Someone just got their first DBA sale. Oh my God. I'm at my desk at work and I saw my first sale for DBA in my email. It's been 4 weeks and 5 days. I got bare naked. It's been 4 weeks since you looked at me. Some say just sorry. Okay. Since being in the digital marketing space in 2.5 weeks since having DBA. 5 sales after discounting volume 2. Thank you, B. After I waited patiently on the Lord and kept posting, I woke up to 5 sales this morning. Never give up. Someone's giving faceless tips. I think that should be under content check, but whatever. Okay. First sale, my first sale, and I'm so excited at what's to come. Thank you, Jessica, for getting me right. Okay. Woohoo. Just got my first sub and got out 2 freebies, right? Because you got to celebrate the small wins. We all got to start with the small stuff. Getting those freebies is out because it's not about getting the freebie out. It's about getting the data, right? It's about getting the data, meaning the email, the direct link to be able to communicate. And then also those, you need to look at those as 2 relationships. Those are 2 brand new relationships that you've started and need to nurture. Okay. Think about that. All right. 2 DBA sales since the sale started. Right. 2 DBA. Yes. This is my overall 7th sale with DBA since joining in the middle of June. I am so thankful. First sale. I made my first sale today with the CEO birthday. Thank you. I'm so happy. Second sale while on live. I just made my second sale while on live. Okay. That's a receipt because I told you that I hate to make it sound that way. We've already discussed the fact that live streaming is working. Live streaming works. Okay. I think yesterday I shared my data on, how I've gotten more clicks to my links and to my freebies since I've been going live on TT. Ain't nobody just going to randomly go to the link in your bio. It's just not going to happen. Right. You've got to give them a reason to, right? And short form video is awesome at getting you in front of new people, But long form video is what builds that trust. It's what builds the getting to know you. Like I said, it's the next best thing to sitting across the table from someone and having coffee with them. Okay. Grateful and blessed to have sold DBA on the first day of the sale, ready to continue. Okay. Now, I've already told some people y'all need to have better strategy than what y'all doing, because what's going to happen is by the end of the weekend, that low hanging fruit, they're going to be back to where they were before the price dropped. Okay. So you got to have some strategy. And that's why my strategy is you get it discounted while I'm live. And yeah, you can go and get it from somebody when I'm not live for the discounted price, but you're also not going to have the 32 years of sales, marketing, and leadership experience. You're not going to have the tools and resources that I have. You're going to be figuring out a lot alone in the dark and in the cold. Okay. And so that's the other thing is I recently opened up a chat on Telegram for those who get DBA through me for some messenger mentoring. Okay. So first DBA sale, first sale from WhatsApp audience. I love to hear that. Third sale for the day, 2 while on live. Are you seeing this? There's another one, sale while on live. Let me turn y'all around for just a second so y'all can see this. And then I'm going to flip the camera right back. Okay. See that? While on live. While on live. All right. Now let me flip it back because they don't like to look at the screen too long. They don't like that. Oh, I think they like me. Oh, I think they like me. No, they don't. They don't like that. Okay. Are you getting this? Are you picking up what I'm throwing down? I already told you that live was working. I told y'all that, right? I hate to sound like your mama. I told you so, but I mean, we have proof. Okay. We have proof. Okay. So those are some of the wins. I always like to show that other people are winning with DBA, that it's not just me. You want to grab DBA while I'm on live for only $133. Okay. And you want DBA from somebody like me, who is a digital marketing connoisseur and expert. I actually know digital marketing. I actually have proven results with digital marketing. I built multiple six-figure businesses with digital marketing, because digital marketing is not a business model. It is not a product. It is not an offer. Digital marketing is a highly paid and in-demand skill set. Okay. If you've been following me, you've heard me talk about it before, baby. And that is this. Not only is it a great time to be alive, because you can take things like your phone, which these cameras on our phone, like, hello, right? You don't even have to have on makeup. Like a lot of people use the experience, oh, I don't have my hair done, I don't have makeup on. The filters will help you, and you don't have to look overly filtered either. Okay. So your phone, Wi-Fi, free apps like the social media apps, like Canva, like CapCut, right? Like Google Docs, Google Slides, Google Sheets. I went through that in a video and I showed y'all how I wanted to buy a course. So I created a course and sold it for $2,000. And actually, I created the outline, the promise of what I was going to teach in the course, and pre-sold it and made the $2,000 to buy the course. Because that's how I operate. When I want something, I create the money for it. I create the money for what I want. I wanted to be a part of taking my grandson to Disney World for the first time. I created over $12,000 to do that, and in a day or two. Okay. But the specific example, I showed how my video sales letter, or my sales letter, which is, typically a landing page, I used Google Docs to do that. And I've seen People who make a lot of money do the same thing. That's where I got the idea from. Thank you for the love. We don't have to overcomplicate this. And that's why I love DBA. It keeps it very wholesome, very simple, very easy that anyone can follow, right? And when we talk about digital marketing being a highly paid and in-demand skill set, the girl who created a lot of the training around branding and content that converts, she's a Hamilton too. We're not related, but I like to pretend we are, because I mean, a Hamilton in marketing, it just doesn't get any better than that, right? She created the Build a Bomb brand module. Okay. The Build a Bomb brand module alone, it's not permissible. I'm talking theory. You know, I got to tell some of y'all that, right? Theoretically, realistically, if I were able to sell that on its own, because you can't, you'd have to sell DBA. I could sell the Build a Bomb brand module for over $2,000. I have the audience that I've nurtured over the years that would pay over $2,000 for that. In my network, I never had to do it because marketing, double master's degree, over 30 years of sales, marketing, and leadership experience. I know people who paid $8,000, $12,000, $20,000 for a branding package. So you could learn what is inside of Build a Bomb brand module, because hey, the entire reason for me buying DBA and selling it is because one, I saw the value of it, and two, not everybody can afford me. So now they can learn, and I don't have to create a course. It was already created, and they can learn the skill set and do it for themselves and other people. Because I don't know if you realize that or not, but people who get really good at things like photography, real estate, esthetician, marketing, other people in their space eventually knock on their door and ask them for help with their marketing. They look to them as a resource. And now they can sell them DBA. They can also go, like, for example, into the beauty business module, and they can service them through what they learn in that module. Or they can just sell them DBA and tell them, hey, it comes with a business marketing kit inside of it, right? And then inside of the done for you products, there are things like vendor lists and other things, other done for you products that they can package and sell, right? They can teach financial literacy. They can sell financial literacy products, because there are some financial literacy products that are done for you inside of DBA, and they can tailor them, because that's the other thing you can do is you can tailor what's in there. You can use it as a template, as a skeleton of your own product that is aimed at your niche. And you get access to all of this for only $133 while I'm live, and you can break it down into 4 payments. Like, I don't know, it's kind of a no-brainer to me. And head over to my bio, and there is, I mean, you know where to go. Head over there and get to where you need to get to. And it's very late, it's laid out very plain as day. But the special pricing is only while I'm on live. And I'm only going to be live about another 30, 40 minutes. Okay. I'm stretching this out to give y'all time to go ahead and grab DBA. One of the top questions I get is, do you have to sell DBA? And the answer is no. Okay. First of all, understand my marketing has my name and face all over it, first and last name. So I'm not partnering with no dookie. I'm not partnering with garbage. Okay. If I'm going to put my name and face on it, which is my brand, hold on now. Wait a minute. Let's get some understanding here. Tamira Hamilton is the brand. Tamira Hamilton created the brand Haute Chocolat, which is a beauty and lifestyle brand. Okay. Tamira Hamilton is the brand. Tamira Hamilton is the content. Tamira Hamilton is the algorithm. Tamira Hamilton is the niche. So, with that said, nobody is perfect. Everybody makes mistake, but I'm gonna use my discernment, and I'm gonna use the tools and resources I have to make a judgment about whether or not to promote something that I did not create. Right? We all know that. In my inbox on the daily are offers for content creation, for UGC, for even just speaking on podcasts, right? Summits. I do not say yes to everything. I say no to more than I say yes to. I am my mama's child. I am very picky and discerning. Okay? So yes, DBA is not perfect. Nothing is. Nothing I've created is perfect. God created perfection when he created me, though. No, I'm just playing. Okay. So if I'm gonna put my name on it, the learning is there. This is not just about earning, because some people, y'all get really weird about the fact that people can resell it. I know why. I'm not gonna go there though. I'm gonna keep it positive. I love the fact that people can resell it, because what I find is that the people who buy it understand that all they have to do is make one sale and they made their money back. Okay. You also have the ability to multiply your investment, because you can sell the course itself. You can, put your stamp on, your branding on the done for you products. You can learn high income, in demand skills like branding, like video editing, like email marketing, all from inside of DBA, right? There are email marketing templates in there where you can basically go to local small businesses and offer to help them with their email marketing, and you've got the templates. You don't even have to be a professional copywriter like I am. The possibilities are endless. They're not guaranteed. It's all potential. It's all based on your network. It's all based on your influence. It's all based on your time, talent, and what you put into it, how often you show up, and what you're willing to do, right? It's all based on regulatory compliance and all these other things. But more often than not, it works out very well for a lot of people. I mean, think about it. At only $133, you're back in the black, right? And people will be like, oh my God, it took me 4 weeks, 5 days, and 2 hours. I don't know another business that you can start and create, make your money back, and be back in the black in 2 weeks, 4 days, and 2 hours, or whatever it was, right? That's like unheard of. And the thing is, this is not packaged to be some little hustle thing where you just go out and you hustle people for money. No, this is meant to be something that can potentially change people's lives and situations, and has. I've heard stories of like my guy Rich Thames. Oh my God, I just love him. He's like a little brother, right? He's I'm not saying that we have that type of relationship, but when I watch him, that's what I feel like I'm watching my little brother, right? He's such a nice guy, and he's very transparent about where he's been. I know he has a military background. I know he has some direct sales and network marketing experience. And unfortunately, that company went under, closed for whatever reason, and he lost a sizable chunk of income. So he was Ubering. And being the special person that he is, and when I say special, I smile. So I'm not being like shady, McShady, right? He is truly a special person. He is a blessing to everyone who comes in his presence. I'm telling you from what I've seen online, right? Even in Ubering, he did everything he could to be competitive and get the ratings and be a top Uber driver, right? Like Martin Luther King says, I don't care if you're a street sweeper, be the best street sweeper there ever is. That's Rich. No matter what he does, you can tell he's going to be the best at what he can do. He's going to give it the best that he has to give it, right? And so He was Ubering. He's got 2 or 3 kids. He either has shared custody or he's a sole custodian. One of his he's an autism dad, and so he was Ubering to take care of his family. And now he's made tens of thousands of dollars with not just DBA, but also with some other digital products in the last 6, 8 months. And other opportunities are finding him, right? There's another girl that I follow. She primarily sells DBA and BPU, which is Business Pro University. She went through a bad breakup. So she does a lot of her content around relationships and ditch that man who's dead weight and get with the digital products and level your life up. And that's what she's done. She bought a brand new car. She too was Ubering and Door Dashing and I think Instacarting, that gig economy stuff. And she's been able to change her life. She's taking the money, the tens of thousands of dollars, because I think she's made like $30,000-$40,000 in just over the summer. She's taking that money and she's investing in salon suites. She's going to multiply her money. She's also the top seller of BPU, Business Pro University, which, by the way, what I would do if I were you, I would grab DBA volume 1 and 2 for $133 while I'm on live, and I would add on BPU. You can put both on Klarna under 4 payments because BPU is going to teach you how to sell digital products. It's a sales mastery course. And again, if I bring it into my system and I'm offering it, I've gone through the content. I've vetted the creator. It's good stuff. He comes from a corporate background. I don't agree with him on everything outside of BPU. And that's not a bad thing. Two people shouldn't always agree, right? But the core, the tenets, the basics, we agree on. Lock sync, right? We both have very strong corporate sales experience and coaching, mentoring, and leading experience. Even down to the build a note thing. I was like, I'm not seeing a lot of people do that. I've learned it from other people. But to me, as someone with 32 years of sales, marketing, and leadership experience, I know that when someone can start a presentation, they say, hey, show up. I'm going to teach you this. And they haven't prepared anything beforehand. And they can pull out a blank, back in the olden days, the late 1900s, the easel with the big pad of like posted stick it paper, but it's huge. What do they call that? Like an easel and board or whatever. And they can get the writing on there or virtually like a Google Doc. I know they know their stuff. I know that person knows their stuff. They're not repeating what they heard from nobody else and maybe memorized. I know that person knows their stuff. I know that because I can do it. I know they know their stuff. And not only do they know it, they have wisdom behind it because they've run the plays enough, not only for themselves, but for others. Okay. For and with others. And that's what I love about BPU. BPU is definitely much more structured as a course, where DBA is a program with the content vault. Again, DBA volume 1 and 2 is worth it just for the content vault with over 50,000 pieces of done for you content. Hello. 43,000 of it is reels, video that you can use. Now, I would suggest getting really creative and, making like reels montages and doing some things like that instead of just taking one reel and throwing some words up on it, because the platforms are really looking at original content these days. But you want to definitely make sure that you are making it as original as possible. So over 50,000 done for you pieces of content inside of there. It just doesn't get any better than that. All that for only $133 while I'm live. And you can break it up into 4 payments. But BPU, like I'll tell you this. I have bought PLR and MRR, which is private label rights. MRR is master resale rights, which basically are all DFY, done for you products, right? Since 2014. Okay. First of all, this is a whole different level of PLR and MRR because people are actually putting their faces on this stuff and their names. Okay. That old stuff was like you hire a VA from like India or the Philippines or somewhere. They don't necessarily even have the best English, and it's just very basic stuff, right? But I would buy them and use the guts of like their PDF to supplement my stuff, right? Or use that's primarily what I would use it for, right? Some people would use it as the template and then overwrite it and add and subtract to it, right? Well, you still can do that. You can't do that with DBA, but you can do that with the done for you product that is inside of there. So if you're judging this, you're like, oh yeah, I'm familiar with PLR, MRR. This ain't that PLR or MRR. It's just not. This is a whole different level. This is a whole different ball game, right? But that's the great thing about it is that you can take it. You can take something completely, take a done for you product that is completely unrelated to your niche, your product, your service offering, and you can just use it as a template and write over it. Again, that's for the people who know their stuff inside and out, for the true authority, right? My influence is drawn, it pulls from my authority and not just my commanding voice and presence, right? I'm not speaking authority just like that. I mean, from the knowledge, the wisdom, the experience. Think about all the stories I've told just in the hour and 15 minutes we've been live here. Think about the stories that I've told, drawing from my experience, both personally, professionally, as well as with my clients and the businesses that I've built, my corporate background, which spans over 20 years, nearly 25 years of corporate experience. That's why I have this look. I don't look like, they not like us. I'm not, I know I'm different. Number one, I'm older than a lot of the people that you see on different apps. I get it. I know my lane and I'll stay in it. I drive the car that I drive in my lane. Okay. I know that I'm a little older. And even though I know some of y'all are shocked when you find out my age, that I have grown children and grandbabies. But I also know that what is a strength can also be seen as a weakness in some settings too. Right? But the one thing that I do know for sure, when the question comes up, what do you bring to the table, baby? I am the table because I am an authority. That's why you can look me up on iTunes. That's why you can look me up on Spotify. That's why you can Google me. Okay? Because I've been around the world and I. No, I cannot sing. That is not my spiritual gift, singing. Right? But I know a thing or two about marketing, sales, and leadership. I can write books on it, but I'd rather make video and turn those videos into courses. So that's what I do. Right? As legend will have it, I will come up with my outline with my syllabus. And then from my syllabus, I will go and create a Google Doc. Because why am I going to invest in? See, I've seen people make this mistake. Invest $20,000 before they know if they have a viable product. Invest $20,000 in copywriter, in software, and this and that. And so by the time they sell their course, number one, if they sell it, if they break even, right? Why do that? I come from the school of thought that you put out your minimal viable product. Your minimal viable product. In fact, I will tell you that you will lose a certain part of your audience when you go from minimal viable product to higher production quality because it just won't feel as real and raw to them. I'm just be honest with you. When it starts to feel like you've sold out and you've gone corporate on them, a portion of your audience is going to leave. I'm the underdog, so I love still putting out that raw stuff. Because number one, it comes from joy, ease, and flow. And two, it's just what I do. It's what I do. It's what I do well. Okay. So DBA is only $133 for volumes 1 and 2. You've got about 15 more minutes to enjoy that special while I'm on live. I just completely unraveled this. Okay. So you've got about 15 minutes to continue to enjoy that. Not sure when I'll be back on live this weekend, so I would grab it now. DBA is a fantastical product, program. One of the things I love best about DBA is the community. The community, right? We show up for each other on each other's lives. We support each other. There are people that I would have never known if not for DBA. And can we just talk about that? So many of my customers, especially in my beauty business, I would have never done business with. I would have never known them. They would have never known I existed if not for doing business online, right? I have had the luxury, the privilege of waking up to new customers in my business that I've never spoken to from all around the world for several years now. And I have a beauty business right now that still pays me that I do not actively promote those products. And if you want to learn how, I would suggest that you grab DBA volume 1 and 2 for only $133 while I'm live. And you can break it down into 4 payments. So you could literally, for about the price of a movie these days, a movie and, snacks for one, get started and start learning so that you can earn. How fast it takes you to earn is going to be dependent on where you are, what you bring, right? What skills, talent, your learning curve. Some people have different learning curves. Your network, the strength of your network, community, and audience, right? Your time, your talent, so on and so forth, right? 2 people can start on the same day and have drastically different results. And that is okay, right? Just like we have 2 different sets of fingerprints. That is a-okay. Okay. But, you got to know what's working. And I've shared that with you. Okay. What's working is showing up and doing the work. You got to show up and you got to post. If you're not showing up, if you're not posting, you're going to struggle. If you are a professional student, as I call it, right? You gotta learn what's in the program, what's in the course, and then you got to go apply it. Information plus application equals transformation. You have to apply it. As Matt teaches in Business Pro University, he calls it learn, activate, dominate. Information plus application equals transformation. And some of y'all want to sit and you want to go through every single module and you want to learn everything inside of every single module. And that's just not what you need to do, right? Someone like me with 32 years of sales, marketing, and leadership experience, I was able to make my first sale within like 24, 48 hours. Number one, because I had the community, I had the network, I had the audience to be able to do that, right? I didn't need to go through every last single module from the rooter to the tutor to figure it out and to learn it. I was going through for a validation process to make sure that this was something I wanted to put my name and face on, to make sure that they weren't, talking crazy, that they wasn't just making stuff up, because people do that. You would be amazed. People will do that, right? Okay, so showing up and doing the work is working. Omnipresence, having your pair and a spare. Your pair cannot be owned by the same entity. Email marketing and direct messaging. That one-on-one conversation is working, right? Y'all look at people who go on live and 5-10 people might buy DBA while they are live. You probably need to stop watching those lives, first of all. you probably need to stop watching those lives. And I'm not being a hater, but you got to understand, the only reason I'm suggesting that maybe you need to stop watching them is compare-itis. You got to stop with the compare-itis. You got to stop comparing yourself. You got to understand your walk and where you are in your own journey before you start comparing your journey to someone else's. Okay? So you can't look at where someone else is in their journey. And I've got the longest time in, and you still don't necessarily see that 5-6 people buy while I'm live, mainly because my primary and core audience is at work during the day. So they're not buying during the day. They go home after work or on their break and they buy, or they buy on the weekend or at night while I'm asleep. Same with my email list, because the people who find me on social end up on my email list. They are working during the day. So they will buy overnight. That's where my orders in my sleep come from, because I like to target my ideal client is people who have money, and people who have money typically work or they have income from somewhere. They are typically doing, back when I was in banking, the whole thing about calling people who had a mortgage to get them in, you were leaving them messages during the day because they were typically at work to be able to pay for the mortgage. Right? And so my ideal client is typically at work during the day. Now they might be able to throw me on and listen to me live, or even recorded video while they're working and have me on in the background or in headphones, but they're still working. Their ability to purchase is going to be at night. And that is why I will send emails at 10, 11 o'clock. Will someone sometimes unsubscribe because of that? They weren't my ideal client. Okay. So we talked about showing up doing the work, omnipresence, email marketing, and messaging. Live streaming works. Okay. I showed y'all that when we went through Share the Wins. There were 4 or 5 Share the Wins that were shared that talked about live streaming is where they got their sales from. Live streaming. Okay. I don't know if you've been watching, how long you've been watching this, but don't judge me based on that, because I just told you my ideal client is at work right now. That's why they're not buying while I'm live. Now, it will happen when I'm live at night. It's definitely happened while I'm live at night. Right? But right now we're going live during the day. Okay. So live streaming works. You got to know the rules of the platform, what you can and cannot and should not do. And sometimes, yes, those rules are not written. So the best bet is to do what is in the live script, which is also, you know where to go find it if you want it. And I think that, I don't know if that's still on sale for $45 or not. Okay. And it's going to grow your community and your audience the fastest. And it's going to, I recommend streaming to platforms natively, because it's going to give you SEO and audience growth juice. It's going to push you out to more. And then, because once it's done streaming, especially on a platform like YouTube, people can search for it, and not even just search for your video. They can search for certain terms. So you need to go back and optimize it on YouTube, for example, the video title, the description, the tags, and so forth, so that it will show up in search, right? You've heard me say video is residual. Video is residual. When I was partnered with a certain company, there were videos that I recorded in 2015 that were still helping me grow my team in 2018. Even after I no longer was partnered with that company, people were still reaching out to me to join my team. And then the lucky people that I liked, I sent them to them. Okay. And offline networking works. Build your network offline. But the key is to get them on your email list. Right? The key is to get them on your email list. My email list close more of those offline networkers that if I don't close them in person. Because here's what happens with some of your offline networking, right? They're sold about 98% of the way, but for whatever reason, they're still hemming and hawing and that, right? And one of the things I've been doing this summer is flash sales. Not where I'm discounting my price though on my courses and that, but where I might throw in something value added. Like the latest copy of Pen Profits Mastery, I gave a 30-minute one-on-one strategy session only to the next 3 people and only valid through Sunday. And so someone who I followed up with in Messenger yesterday and told me they've got it on their list for October, decided to purchase the minute they read that email because, in her words, let me pull it up. What did she say? I'm going to pull it up and tell you her exact words. She said, "You had me with the email about including the strategy session. That's exactly what I wanted and didn't know it. But you sure did, smiley face. When can we schedule? I like to schedule those once you've gone through mods 1 through 2 and filled in the workbooks for those mods." Right? So you see how I've structured my value add so that, yes, I'm going to give you some of my time, but I'm not going to shortcut and underprice and make the people who paid $397, $297 for a 90-minute strategy, $497 for a 90-minute strategy session with me by giving you that for free. I'm going to give you 30 minutes. And I'm going to give you some requirements to be able to get that 90-minute session, that 30-minute session. You got to watch module 1 through 2, and you got to fill out the workbook. And you bring those to the session. Okay. And then I've also been known to say, you've got to get through module 1 and 2 in 30 days. The free 30-minute session is only good for the next 30 days. So you got to, and this is a strategy for making people do the work and not just buy the course and want to bypass the course and just get to meet with you for 30 minutes, right? Because even if I allowed her to do that, think about it. Pen Profits Mastery is $555. So if she wanted to bypass the course and just get to the strategy session with me, she paid me $555 for it. That's why I tell you, I promise you, digital marketing is a highly paid, in-demand skill set. I have come to the understanding, if not conclusion, that the number one thing people want from me, 2 things. They want my brain and they want my time. And that is why it is $497 to pick my brain. My number one income producing asset is the way that I think. The number one transformation that I provide is not in how I got from A to B, but teaching you to think like I do, not like I do, but teaching you how to think. When I say think like I do, I mean strategically, not think exactly like me. How to learn how to think strategically to achieve and manifest what it is that you want. That is ultimately what I am in the business of. Because there are a lot of people out there who can read books, attend webinars, and write down notes and repeat word for word what they learned. And then there are people who eat it up because they want to get it for free, but not understanding that there's no wisdom behind it. There's no juice. There's no experience. There's no gut instinct behind it. There are things that I do, what I call rotely, R-O-T-E, like rote memorization. There are things that I just do instinctively, is even a better word. I can't explain it to you why I do it, but it comes from the wisdom of having run the play enough amount of times to be able to predict that if I do this, it's going to lead to that. And many of you already have that and you know it, you don't trust it. So that, again, is one of the things that people can expect when they work with me, is to learn how to trust themselves and that they know what to do. Most of the questions that I am asked in a coaching session are answered with another question. What do you think? What would you do? Why do you say that? Right? We're going to dig deeper to help you understand and learn how to think. I posted on Facebook the other day, the number one reason that most businesses fail is truly cash flow. I didn't say that, but it's truly cash flow, right? But the reason that businesses don't have cash flow is because the business owner refuses to think like a business, meaning they refuse to think strategically and make moves strategically. They want to be a good neighbor. They want to be a good friend. They want to be seen as a good human being, a good whatever. And you can and still should want to be all of those things, but you also still have to learn to think and behave, make decisions, act strategically. You have to. It is not my job to give you the strategy unless you book me for a strategy, for me to create the strategy for you. But at the end of the day, it is still ultimately on you. Because see, a lot of people, again, they want a coach, they want a boss, so that when things don't work out, they got somebody to blame. Remember, I said sales, marketing, and leadership. I've been around the block quite a few times, and I've been leading people. I'm 50. I've been leading people probably about 44 years, if not longer. Yes, I'm talking about from the age of 6, because I'm the oldest daughter, I'm the oldest grandchild, I'm the oldest niece. So if you know, you know. I've been a leader my entire life. I've been leading. So I know a thing or two about leading. I'll even call my daughter out. Stop throwing my grandkids under the bus and own that. Take accountability. My grandson will do it too. Okay. So DBA volume 1 and 2, $133. You can resell it. You can resell it. And there's thousands of dollars worth of done for you products inside of there that you can rebrand. You can use as a template. You can take pieces of it and create and make your own. Hello there, how are you? We're actually getting ready to wrap up. But never in history, right? I mean, and think about the holidays. Go to my blog. On my blog right now, I've put out 2 or 3 new posts in the last week or two. Okay. And one of them talks about how Amazon, and they announced this right before the holiday season. Think about it. Like we were talking about earlier, they didn't wait until the Monday before Thanksgiving. They didn't wait till Cyber Monday to announce that they are going to allow you to be able to make purchases right from within inside of TikTok and Pinterest without leaving those apps. That alone, again, is a reason to grab DBA volume 1 and 2 for only $133 while I'm live. Pinterest affiliate marketing. Pinterest is positioning. I told y'all, if you had Pin Profits Mastery, you would know that. You would know that Pinterest is positioning itself as a shopping app. And so is TikTok. Right? But all this jazz everybody been talking about, oh, they don't like when you say the Zon and all that. I a lot of people just take guesses at stuff. They take guesses, they shoot in the dark, and they literally just make up stuff to create the narrative to get you to buy from them. And that's one thing I'm never going to do. I probably, serve less people and make less money because of that. But I also look at it as that as a blessing in disguise, because I'm not working with a bunch of headaches either. Because to me, that's what that draws in, is headaches. Okay. So I'm going to get ready to wrap up here and get ready to call it a day. So last call for what questions do you have? I know y'all always say we tend to overstand. Y'all tend to tell me that you overstand by the time I'm finished. I get that. I understand that you might be in a state of overstanding, but ask your questions now before I get ready to get off of here, because my stomach is grumbling. It's time to go get some lunch. And I've been on here so long that I've let my spot that I like to go get my Mediterranean chicken from is now closed for the day. They don't sell dinner, so I got to figure out something else. What am I going to eat today? So, all right. Well, that is it. I might come back on later today. I'm not sure, because I'm really hot on this $133 for DBA. The only way to get it at $133 is while I'm on live and through email. So if you're on my email list, make sure that you watch out for my emails this weekend in order to be able to get it for $133. That's the only way you can get DBA for $133 is email, direct messenger from me, or while I'm on live, because I'm about to take that price right back up right now. So I'm going to go and I'm going to go change that price. So if you want it, you better run over there and already be in the cart and checking out. Okay. I will talk to y'all later. Bye bye.